especially the label is used to the visible for the user interface. So you can see here, this is the user interface. Here the label for F name. Here the F name means we will discuss further about. So that four function is using for the CSS part. Here you know the type. I have explained about the type also. So I told you text box, this HTML file, the text support. So ID F name, F name. So the ID is used for the JavaScript, but even it is supporting for the CSS also. We'll discuss further. For the name, so you know the name is we call that. So you know the both the texts are both the elements are text box. So therefore, so here the names are different. Look at this: F name for the first name, L name for the last name. Let us see that another name that I can apply, that middle name. This is called as a middle name. So here I use the M name. This is also M name. This is also M name. Look at this. To display the text box, listen carefully. For the HTML, even you can see the result without this command. Okay, you can see this. Here, you can see the first item. Now you can see the three elements are related to the text box. But here you can see the first text box. First input type, there is only the text command. So, and the break. The second line label for M name, middle name, and label, break, input type text, M name, and so on and so forth. But here, for the first item, the first element, there is no ID in the name. Here, input type text is enough for you to display that particular element. For the name and the ID, the attributes are used for the different purpose, especially for the CSS and the PHP and JavaScript, and so many different functions are available to manipulate these elements. Okay. So now you got the idea about this, what the label function and this function. So look at this. The label means, look at this carefully, the label means, notice the use of the label elements in the example. Notice the use of label elements in an example above. The label tag defines a label for many form element. The label element is used to the screen reader user because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the user is focused on the input. But in my examples, when I explained the whiteboard, I explained the input type and text. Okay, but so I explain only the input element, not the label element. But here, even without the label also, the user text will be rendered as it is in the texts. Okay, so we know that already. We discussed about the HTML elements and so many things. But in this particular area, you have to learn about the label, which the label element which uses to read loud. You know, the web browser, there are some the Adobe PDF reader and the web page. You can use the voice recognition or voice tools to read loud options. For the label, if the labels are available, so then the HTML, the web browser produces is that particular element support for the just to visible part. So it is easy for them to understand. Okay, so this is the main function of the label, but even without the label also, does not matter, it will support. Fine. Okay, so the HTML form contains form elements. You can see the text fields, checkbox, radio buttons, submit buttons, and so many. Okay. And for the input type, you can see here, as I say, that the texts are given by the user. And the radios also are given by the user. The submit is click by the user. Because of that, the user is operating these kind of elements. So it defines as an input element. Okay. So it has assigned an input element. So the next line, you can see that input. Please take this screenshot. Even I can share the slide also. I'll share with you. And here the text field. So the text fields what we already done that. So here we can use the text field for many purposes by using the name convention. So the name attribute, I can use F name, L name, M name, different purposes for the address, contact. So that must be unique. So then only you can simply call that particular element by the PHP to store into the the database. Even you can retrieve the document, retrieve the data from the DB also. Okay. And the label. So we learn about the label also. I explained about the label. You know that. And here input type radio button. As I say that now the radio button is also selected by the date the what do you call that, the actions given by the user. Actions are given by the user. So you can see that the radio button, input type radio defines radio button. You know the radio button. I don't know whether you have seen the old radio. So the cassette recorder. If you have seen that, so or experience with that that particular device, that radio. So what you can do, just put the tape recorder, and the only one button can click at a time. That is the main option is available on the oldest version of that the radio. So therefore, even the radio concept uses or the radio concept are used by this HTML for that particular use. So you know, at a time you can't select that male and a female. So either one of the area can be selected. Even for the there are some laws, the gender what do you call, the discrimination part. I think you will learn about this ethical the professional issues information technology and the ethical part, you will be learn about these under the degree programs. As an IT person, you need to know a certain laws to define the particular to create the web-based solution and the software solutions. So you can so therefore there is a other version is also there, because under the UN there are some discriminations, the gender basis also. So due to that cases, the some form you can see there are three elements are there, three options are available: male, female, and other. So trigender, there are many names are there. So here, why I'm telling that one, when you create that particular, but in Sri Lanka, it does not matter, because the Sri Lanka does not have that much, the important laws are available, that much of importance are given for this particular area. But for the international purposes, we need to obey some laws. Okay, so that's why I've given this small information. So therefore, look at this, the radio gender, even especially for the final project of your degrees, they are looking at this also. Okay, if you do not mention that particular this third persons, it might be effect for that particular final results. It does not mean deducting all, but might be can increase, decrease some sort of things. Okay, so now you can see this is a radio button. Look at this one. I just copy this one and just to save the time. Okay, now you can see so the input area started from here. You know about the command. I just use the command to show the particular area. The radio button. Here, the important message is the value can be changed. Look at this. The values here, the input type, ID, maybe the ID also the optional. So it is not mandatory field, but the name is mandatory because if you know because then only you can select one of the out of three, one out of three. Otherwise, if the gender names are different, the names are different. Look at this carefully. I'll show the test. Yeah, look at this, my output. If you have any other doubts, please feel free to ask me or any other queries. So this is important part. I'm taken time. Wait for a while, it's loading. Okay, while it is loading, that I can explain here. So now you can see here the name gender, the three elements are in a same line, which means the names are common. So the names, the names, the name equal gender. That here, all of these radio buttons are equal. Okay, now you can see. Okay, look at this carefully. So I have to use another label field for this. Okay, now you can see here, look at this. Now the gender, under the gender, there are three elements are there. So three radio buttons. So now when you click the radio button, look at this. You can only select one out of three. If it is three, so okay, fine. Now look at this. This is what you call as a radio button. Now if I change the different names, okay. Look at this. The male already defaultly selected here. Okay. Is this correct, my dear students? Is that radio button is used to select a multiple option?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So therefore here, this is wrong. Why? Because the names must be common. To the especially for the radio button. Huh? So the radio, I'm talking about the radio button. That's why so the radio button is important. You to attention on the name, especially. Okay. If a one single letter changed, that is also considered as a different part. Now look at this. This is what you call as a the radio button. The third one, I'll quickly move that. So please take a snapshot and try by yourself. So because I'll try to do my cover all the HTML forms related topics within this class. So please go through all the slides and I'll explain one by one. Here the radio buttons. The second one is the select part. What do you mean by the select part? Now, up to now, we discussed about the input values. Okay. Up to now, we discussed about the input values. Okay. But now you can see the select is a button. A select is an element. So when you select, when you, the rendering that selected the the select text is being rendered by the web browser, it can simply detect there is a drop down menus. Look at this drop down. So if there is a drop down, listen carefully. I just copy and paste it here. I don't want to explain it because you know that. Just simply the select button is used for the drop down menu. Listen, the drop down menu. So the drop down menu you can see here. When you click this one here, option value bold. Okay, so here the wall sub field OD, all other informations is being rendered in the Chrome, that web browser, is by this place within in between the option tag. Wrap up with that. Okay. And here I can say, for an example, this one here. I just refresh it. You can see here. Type something like this. Here you can see the Volvo is not visible. The value is not rendered here. But here, whatever the values that we are given within this place, okay, it will be rendered into the lines. Okay, fine. So because it look like all are same because I selected only the car version. So I simply, what I can do, I can select one of the option from this. Okay. So here, so it's also clicking, but the different is the drop down. You can see from that particular lines, you can select one of the items. Okay. So this is what you are selecting out of the range. Okay, but here all are visible. You just click input type radio. So the next one here, listen, all the elements are within this form area. Huh? So that is very important. I already informed that. The next one, the option command. Here the option command, especially the selected term. Listen carefully. Okay, you can see this. Selected command, for an example, now when I refresh this page, you can see the start. Okay, now look at this. When you open a page, the default one is in a first place. The firstmost value, the firstmost option is visible in the particular output in the select area. But when you use the selected attributes, selected, okay, refresh it. Okay, just we can open again. Okay. It's being open. Wait. Okay. Now you can see here. It's a field. Why? Because I selected this one as a field. Okay, my dear students. So selected means, so you can select the default select. So whatever the value which are going to be display in the particular page, simply you can use the selected item. Okay. Let's move it to another. Now you can see the select name car size 3. So the size 3 means you can see the size 3. This is a multi-selection option. It shows the 3 area size equal to 3. Okay, look at this. Size means in this particular view, you can see the 3 values. Okay, that's what you call as a size. Here the text area. The text area means you can see this is called as a command. Actually, when you type a commands, you can see there are because the earlier the first name is only for the limited version. There are some exceptional numbers are there. The exceptional means the up to certain numbers you can type. There is a limited one. The middle name, last name, password, and so many stuffs are there. And the gender, you can only select the values already predefined by the developer, number one. And even the selected one also not given, not are given by the user. This also was produced by the particular developer. But the text area is not like that. Text area, listen. Text area. You can see the text area here. Now you can see the break here. So whatever the message, I can open the channel. It's the free spaces. Even you can readjust that size also. Either I can give an option. So name is a message, so there is optional for the programming part. At the moment you don't need, but we'll discuss further about the names and rows in the PHP. Okay, but don't forget to close the text area. Huh? So text area included the encapsulated that with the open text and the closed text. So if you want to type some text here, if you mention like this, you can see I can open it again. Okay, here, whatever the message that we are typing in between the text area, open text and the closed text, it will be visible. It rendered into this area. Fine. So this is what you call as a text area. I'll quickly move that here. The next one, field set. Listen carefully. Field set and the legend. Okay. For an example, we should give the areas as a developer. Even you can see that the users are novice users. They do not know some certain technical area. So, but in your mobile application forms, so you can see there are the huge boxes are there, personal area, next box is there. Within that particular area, there are so many fields are with the heading called, what you call, the education and professional qualifications, and there are some category. To create categories, I can use the word called field set.